What if your dream home came with a mountain view, a historic main street, or a beach you could bike to? These aren't just cute weekend getaways. They're the small towns where people actually build a life, put down roots, and stay for the long haul. And with remote work still reshaping where people choose to live, that question matters more than ever. Nearly half of remote workers say they'd be unlikely to stay if they lost work-from-home flexibility. So if you could choose your scenery, where would you land? Here are the 10 most beautiful small towns in the United States to live in, ranked from charming to unforgettable. At number 10, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, proves that a comeback can be beautiful. This town was hit hard when its steel era faded, but it rebuilt itself with cafes, murals, music, and a downtown that still knows how to gather people together. On First Friday, Bridge Street turns into a block party of art, food, and energy. You feel the pulse immediately. Add in the historic Colonial Theater and its famous Blobfest tradition, and you get a town that feels alive, creative, and deeply proud of its story. Phoenixville is the kind of place where history doesn't sit still. It keeps evolving. Number 9 is West Richland, Washington, one of those quietly growing places that feels like a smart move. It offers newer schools, new restaurants, and a reputation for being safe and easy to settle into. The scenery is a bonus because this sits near Washington wine country and the warm, rolling hills of Red Mountain. Locals often point to the milder climate with far less rain than Seattle, and that makes the outdoors feel more usable all year. West Richland is calm without being sleepy. It's a town for people who want room to breathe and still want to feel connected. At number 8, Belmont, North Carolina brings storybook charm with everyday convenience. Its historic downtown feels walkable and classic, but Charlotte is close enough for work, flights, and big city access. That makes Belmont especially appealing for people who want the feel of a small town without giving up practical connections. Then, there's Daniel Stowe Conservancy on Lake Wylie, with acres of green space that feel like a backyard for the whole community. On a sunny afternoon, it's easy to imagine this place becoming part of your routine. Belmont is where beauty and ease meet in the middle. Number 7 is Lambertville, New Jersey, a river town with serious character. It's the kind of place people describe as elegant and soulful, because that's exactly what it feels like. Galleries, antique shops, and historic streets give it a refined but relaxed energy. Then the Delaware and Raritan Canal towpath adds another layer, with river views, walking routes, and easy bridge crossings into Pennsylvania. You can spend a Saturday treasure hunting, then end the day by the water. Lambertville is for anyone who wants a town with culture, scenery, and just enough surprise around every corner. At number 6, Frisco, Colorado delivers mountain living without the full resort town frenzy. It sits close to major ski country, yet keeps its own small-town identity on a welcoming main street. And the setting is hard to beat. Dillon Reservoir, Frisco Bay Marina, sandy shoreline, and paddle-ready water against an alpine backdrop. That combination is rare. You get crisp air, big views, and a lifestyle built around being outside whenever possible. Frisco feels active, scenic, and made for people who never want the mountains to feel distant. If your idea of home includes peaks, trails, and a lake view, this is a dream with a pulse. Number 5 is Pen Grove, California, a tiny Sonoma County town with big personality. It has country living, generous lots, and a little bit of funk that makes it feel truly lived in. This is the kind of place where community traditions still matter, especially during the 4th of July parade that locals proudly call the biggest little parade in Northern California. That's not just a slogan, that's belonging. Pen Grove feels like a place where neighbors still wave, celebrate, and actually know each other's names. And in a state known for expensive, crowded living, that sense of grounded community stands out. At number 4, Maplewood, Missouri is the value pick that quietly surprises everyone. Living costs are lower than the national average, and you still get access to St. Louis healthcare, dining, and amenities nearby. The town keeps its own identity through historic streets and small-town character, especially along Manchester Road, where Route 66 sidewalk plaques add a classic road trip feel. Maplewood is proof that beautiful living doesn't have to mean out-of-reach living. For homebuyers, retirees, or remote workers watching budgets closely, that matters. It offers comfort, convenience, and the feeling that you're getting a lot of life for your money. At number 3 is Lewes, Delaware, where history and coastline come together beautifully. Known as the first town in the first state, Lewes has real depth, but it also has that easy coastal calm people chase for years. Cape Henlopen gives it a stunning mix of bay and ocean scenery, with beaches, dunes, and trails all close at hand. It's the kind of place where an ordinary afternoon can feel like a getaway. Lewes is especially appealing for retirees too, since Delaware is known for tax advantages, including no state tax on Social Security benefits. It feels settled, scenic, and ready for a slower, better rhythm. At number 2, Campton Hills, Illinois, brings together safety, scenery, and serious livability. With about 10,000 people, it still feels intimate, but it sits close enough to Chicago for a practical commute when needed. High-rated schools make it attractive for families, while the surrounding trail network keeps the outdoors close every day. The Great Western Trail opens the door to forest preserves, longer rides, and plenty of fresh air escapes. This is not a flashy town. It's a thoughtful one. Campton Hills is the kind of place that quietly checks every box without trying too hard. And sometimes that's exactly what makes it so desirable. And number 1 is Dunedin, Florida, the small town that seems to have everything in one place. It has a bike-friendly downtown, craft breweries, and miles of trails, all tied together by the Fred Marquise Pinellas Trail, running straight through the community. That alone would make it stand out. But then you add the real showstopper, quick access to Honeymoon Island and Calidasi Island, where white sand and turquoise water make everyday life feel unreal. Dunedin is active, welcoming, coastal, and easy to love. It gives you that rare feeling that every part of the day can be enjoyable, from a morning ride to an evening by the water. What makes these towns rise above the rest is simple. They are beautiful, yes, but they are also livable. They offer the kind of daily rhythm people actually want to repeat. Coffee on a walkable main street, a trail after work, a neighbor who knows your name, a downtown that still feels human, a setting that makes ordinary mornings feel special. Of course, every beautiful town has trade-offs. Mountain towns can come with higher prices, and coastal life can bring insurance worries and storm risk. But that honesty matters. The best small towns aren't just pretty, they fit real life. They offer beauty, walkability, outdoor access, community, and a reason to stay. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. Whether you're dreaming of a move, planning retirement, or just searching for a place that feels like home, the best small towns don't only impress you, they welcome you. So which one would you choose? Comment your number 1 pick below.